And now, Mirna Malaeb takes the stage with data-driven culture in the era of AI. What still matters? This session reflects on how data culture must evolve in the age of generative AI, and why trust, literacy, and strategic thinking are still essential in today's organizations. Please welcome Mirna Malaeb.
Good afternoon, everyone. Imagine a world where AI makes most of the decisions for us. It determines what products we buy, what investments we make, and even how our businesses are running. Does it sound futuristic? Well, we all know it's already happening. AI is processing billions of data points in real time, generating insights at unprecedented scale, and reshaping industries overnight. But here's the real question. If AI is making most of the decisions for us, does a data-driven culture still matter? In this session, we'll explore together if we still need a data-driven culture, what still holds true, and how should organizations evolve to not only survive the era of AI, but to lead it. For years, we have been told that a data-driven culture is the secret to success. But what does that really mean? What is a data-driven culture? A data-driven culture isn't just about collecting data. It's about using it to make informed decisions at every level of the organization. It's when the leadership, employees, and teams make their decisions backed by accurate, relevant, and impactful insights, not intuition. It's when your manager says one thing and the data says another, you explore and address the difference, not ignore it. A data-driven culture ensures that the data is accessible, trusted, and governed across the entire organization. And very importantly, it ensures that employees at all levels, they have the skills and the confidence to work with data and use it to make informed decisions. But many organizations, they have struggled in building a data-driven culture despite investing heavily in AI. Why is that? It's not because, so why they struggle to build a data-driven culture despite investing heavily in AI? It's because AI does not fix cultural gaps. It magnifies them. So how can we ensure a successful data culture? The answer lies in the 3P framework: people, platform, and process. People is the real engine of a data-driven culture. Data-driven decision-making is not just about technology. It's about shaping a culture where data becomes a second nature. And this requires changing the skills, the behavior, and the values of employees to become more data-centric. And when you talk about employees, we don't just mean employees, IT team, and data scientists, and data analysts. A true successful data culture starts at the top with the leadership team and spans across the entire organization. So let's split this down into two groups, the leadership and employees, and explore the role of each. Leadership team, they set the vision and strategy. They need to define why data matters and align it with business goals. They need to drive a data-first mindset. They need to lead by example. No more intuition-based decisions. Every meeting, every debate, every strategy should start with what does the data tell us. They need to enable cross-departmental collaboration because successful data culture does not happen in silos. They need to foster a culture of data sharing and transparency. And very importantly, they need to allocate resources for data and AI adoption. And when I say here resources, I'll break this down to 3 main points. 1, hiring resources, like a chief data officer that can lead the data initiative and overlook its successful delivery. 2, investing in data infrastructure, analytics, and BI tool. And 3, very importantly, is sponsoring data literacy programs. And as per a recent study by KPMG, investing in literacy in 1% for senior non-IT leadership team resulted in average increase of 1.6% in net income. Many organizations, they tend to focus the training and literacy part to only IT teams and technical people. They tend to forget about the business people and heads of departments that are the core of data adoption. And finally, the leadership team, they need to foster a culture where they encourage experimentation. People and employees who are not encouraged to experiment, to play with the data, they will not be ever encouraged to innovate. On the other hand, employees, they are the ones who foster adoption. Without employees' adoption, the data remains theoretical, not actionable. They are the ones that break down silos between teams. And this is very important. They ensure that the data is, that the tech team, the business, and the IT team, they all speak the same language. The data is shared across all. They need to strengthen data literacy awareness, and this is very important. They are set accountable to their learning journey. They need to enroll in data literacy programs that is set by the leadership team. Ensure, of course, ethical data usage and compliance. And finally, they need to build and maintain data infrastructure, building the data infrastructure and ensuring data security and integrity across the entire organization. So this is a brief about the people pillar. What about the platform? The platform is the backbone of a data-driven culture. Data is at the heart of modern organization. But without having the right platform, the data remains inconsistent, fragmented, and unreliable. A strong data platform as well is not just only about technology. It's about building an intelligent ecosystem that empowers the employees, fuels analytics, and protects the business data. So what are the features of a strong data platform? One, data storage and management. Of course, this is the foundation, building a strong data platform that's capable to organize, store, and retrieve massive amount of data. Integration and interoperability, and this is very important, how we can seamlessly connect to any data source, application, and system, and ensure data sharing and exchange. Analytics and AI to support advanced analytics capabilities and AI integration. Governance and security as well to implement the governance policies and protect the data. And finally, using user experience, having a very smart user interface, easy to use across the entire teams within the organization. Finally, the process in this framework is the bridge connecting the people and the platform. And this is very important. Because having the most skilled employees and the best data platform means nothing if there's no structured process between them. Structured process is important to ensure that the data is properly managed, secured, and governed across the organization. So what does this structured process looks like? One, a structured process defines how data is collected, managed, and used. Because without structured process, the different teams, they work with data differently, leading to duplicated results, inconsistency, and inaccuracy. Second, it creates a systematic approach to decision-making, and this is very important, because insights, they need to be validated and interpreted before being shared. So we need to have a systematic approach of analyzing these insights rather than keeping it to subjective decisions. Third, optimizes collaboration across teams, because a successful data culture, again, it does not happen in silos, and many organizations, they struggle with siloed data sources. So having a structured process ensures that the data flows seamlessly within the organization, and it encourages cross-departmental and cross-functional analytics. And finally, structured process ensures compliance and governance. With the increased regulations and requirements for governance, a structured process ensures and gives us the knowledge and the structure on who has access to the data, how the data is managed, and how compliance is maintained. So this is a brief about the 3P framework. But today, there's a force called artificial intelligence that's reshaping this framework, introducing new sets and capabilities for all teams. AI today is changing how organizations interact with data, how insights are being generated, and even how decisions are made. So the real question is no longer how do we build a data-driven platform, but rather how does AI fit into this culture, and does it change the way we approach decision-making? So let's explore together how AI is transforming decision-making. Process. AI can process and analyze massive amounts of data in real time. It enhances data quality and integrity. AI today is solving to one of the main roadblocks for decision making, which is data quality. With AI today, it can automatically detect, clean, and standardize the data across the organization. Generate new insights and recommendations, insights that usually took humans weeks and months to come up with. AI is generating it in seconds. And finally, access to data. And this is today with what's known as generative BI, which is the ability for you to chat with your data on your dashboards directly using natural language. So this will ensure that the data is accessible to all employees and across the entire organization, regardless of their skill level. They have access, they can chat with the data, they can create new charts, ask questions about the data, explain the output, etc. So with AI being able to do all of this, do we still need data literacy? And the short answer is yes, now more than ever. AI does not replace data literacy. On the contrary, it enhances it and enriches it. The concept of data literacy, traditionally, it meant the capability and the ability to read, understand, and interpret data. But with AI today being able to identify patterns, generate insights, and even make decisions, the concept of data literacy, it has evolved. And introducing new skills that employees need to harness to navigate the AI-driven world. So I've summed this up with 3 main capabilities. Employees need to understand AI functions. You need to know how the AI model works and process data. We need to question the AI outputs, detect biases, and validate insights. AI is not always right. We need a human intervention for us to be able to validate the output of AI. And finally, ensure responsible usage. AI must be used ethically and transparently across its all applications. And here I want to highlight a key differentiator that I want you all to think of is the difference between AI automation and decision making. And this goes back to one of the discussions that I had previously with one of the customers a few months ago, where he was challenging the importance of having a data platform as a prerequisite for innovation. He was telling me today, I can have chatbots, I can automate a contact center solution, I can have a video analytics solution or a document processing solution, etc. I don't have to have a data platform in the back end to do all of this. And the partially correct answer is yes, but the moment you need to make a decision out of an AI-generated output, the moment for you to act on this AI-generated data, this is where you need a strong data culture in place. This is where you need a data foundation. This is where you need governance policies. And this is where you need data literacy within your team so that you can trust this data. So yes, AI automates tasks. It's very important. But the moment you need to make a decision out of an AI output, this is where you need a data culture. And this is a manual process. It cannot be automated. So AI does not eliminate the need for a data-driven culture. It amplifies it. To thrive with AI use cases, organizations must have a robust data platform, governance framework, and a culture that embraces data-driven decision-making. So what still matters? AI today is enhancing the platform pillar of the 3P framework. But the people and the process, they remain at the heart of it all. People are the ones that bring context and judgment. They are the ones that ensure that the data aligns with the business strategy and goals. They are the ones that ensures responsible and ethical usage of AI. And the process, a structured process, ensures that AI does not become a black box. And this is very important. It ensures that the AI-generated insights are transparent, accurate, and actionable across the organization. And the second very important point, we all know that AI is only as good as the data. Having a structured process ensures data integrity within our AI models. And this is very, very important. I've shared here some statistics as per Gartner. 48% of AI projects make it into production. Some might find this shocking, some might find this insightful, or good news or a bad news. For me, this is shocking. 30% of Gen AI projects will be abandoned after POC by the end of 2025 due to poor data quality, inadequate risk controls, escalating costs, or unclear business value. And this is what I call innovation for the sake of innovating. This is where we just want to innovate. We want to use AI without having a real business value, without building the right structure, without building the right culture to embrace these AI use cases. And another statistic shows 60% of organizations will fail to realize the anticipated value of their AI use cases due to incohesive data governance frameworks. So this is what's happening actually on the ground. So how organizations must adapt. Many organizations have suffered negative consequences of AI, not because AI failed, but because they failed to adapt their approach to AI. And here I've highlighted some of the biggest risks that organizations must avoid in order to navigate the AI-driven world. Blind trust in AI. AI is a tool, it's not a decision maker. Oversight, validation, and governance are essential. Lack of explainability, and here we go back to the black box problem. No explainability, no trust. Employees need explainability to trust the AI-generated output and use it to make decisions. Bias and ethics risks. AI mirrors the biases in its training data. So it must be regularly audited by humans for fairness and transparency. And over-automation. This is when AI weakens the human intelligence. And this is where organizations need to invest in AI literacy in their employees to empower them to work with AI, not under AI. So in brief, how organizations must adapt? The answer is very short. It's a hybrid model of AI plus HI, human intelligence plus artificial intelligence. Keep humans at the center, empower employees with AI literacy, and ensure AI is governed responsibly across the entire organization. Because AI is a tool, it's not a replacement. So before I wrap up, if we have CEOs with us in the room, I want to hear your feedback. If not, it's your opportunity to imagine for a few seconds that you are a CEO, and your HR model, your AI workforce optimization tool, it recommends laying off 10% of employees to improve efficiency and reduce cost. What would you do? Would you, A, trust AI, proceed with the layoffs, assuming AI's analysis is accurate? Or would you, option B, override AI, ignore AI's recommendation, and rely on leadership intuition? You say, this is completely not true. I know that employee X, Y, and Z, they are not performing so well, so maybe we can get or lay off these employees and keep the rest? Or would you, option C, ask for more data, investigate AI's reasoning before making a decision? What would you go with? Which option? C, of course. Because if we go with option A, AI optimizes cost. You will have 10% of your employees laid off, but employees will be demoralized, leading to lower productivity. And here I want you to keep in mind, since you're blindly trusting AI with this option, there's a huge risk where AI can flag high performers as flag them to be laid off. So you need to take that and cater it into your options as well. Override AI, if you went with option B, which you didn't, you would retain the talent, but financial pressure increases, and as a company, it's definitely not something you would tolerate. And of course, if you go with option C, and this is the right option, where you demand AI explainability and bias checks, and even you might ask AI to help you come up with alternative ways to reduce cost. Aside from laying off the entire 10%, you can keep your humans and employees motivated, ensure that AI is used ethically as well, and lower the cost at the same time. So, as key takeaways, AI can enhance decision-making, but human oversight is essential. A data-driven culture means questioning AI outputs, not blindly trusting them. And finally, transparency, fairness, and governance are key in AI-driven leadership. I wanted to keep you with these key takeaways. And thank you so much for your time and joining this session. And open to questions if anyone has any question. Yes.
First of all, thank you very much for the insightful session. To ask you, maybe you can elaborate on how startup entrepreneurs can utilize this AI, especially in their launching their business in any markets. How could AI work as a, you mentioned the automation process and so on and so forth. So it's very important to us to know how to utilize this amazing solutions embedded into our business.
Perfect. So, as you said, it's a framework centered around your people, ensuring that you have the right culture from day one, ensuring that you invest in your employees, that you train them properly, you keep them up to date with the latest data and AI technologies, you invest in their learnings, and on the other hand, they need to be accountable in enrolling these learnings. So one, building the right culture from day one for encouraging experimentation and learning, and two, building the right platform. And here, immediately, you need to have a data platform at the core where you consolidate all your data, regardless where does it reside, on-prem or on cloud, ensuring that the data is in one place, and ensuring it's properly managed, secured, and governed in the right platform. And third, having the right policies in place to govern the data. Who has access to the data? Who are the teams that will be working with the data? Who's accountable for the use cases, for the projects that you want to do? Set up like a chief data officer that can overlook the data projects, etc. And then start identifying use cases. And this is, of course, is something that I can help you with. We start ideating. What can we do? How can AI help? Is it with quick wins? We draw like a 3-horizon plan. What can be delivered as a quick win and what can be delivered as a strategic plan? And we start execution in that. But you need to have the right foundation from day one in culture and in platform processes, and then ideating on use cases as we go. Welcome. Any other questions? Thank you.